Hey, what's up? I got some more lore content for you guys. The newest expansion for lore just dropped, which means we have a lot of decks to talk about that are being experimented with. I want to cover 3 of the most popular decks so far this patch. That way, you have a good understanding of what's strong, whether you want to play the best decks themselves, or if you want to know how to counter them. Let's see what these strong decks are, shall we? Welcome to Meta Report. And the first deck I want to cover is the most popular Week 1 deck, which is Lux and Vex. Coming in with a win rate of 50.63% and a play rate of 15.83%, it's not the strongest deck on the list win rate wise, but it is the most popular. Its best matchups include Lillia Lux, Deep, Lillia Talia, and Jack Set, while its bad matchups are Azir Hec, Elder Dragon Morgana Shyvana, Nora Vex, and also Ashe Vex. The main theme of the deck is to set up and go wide and boost your allies. So this deck is utilizing a lot of new mechanics, one being Spirit, one being Boost, one being Gloom, one being Chapter Landmarks. So yeah, we got a lot of new stuff to talk about. I'm not going to go through every single card, but I do want to touch on some highlighted ones. So we have Spirit and things that grant Spirit. Things like Jaro, of course. The unit has +1/+1 and this keyword can stack. So what we want to do is put Spirit on multiple things and then use a new mechanic called Boost in order to increase the stackable keywords. So if we have these spirits on all of our units, then we basically give them all a +1/+1 boost each time we activate it. So that's really nice. Again, it's kind of like a typical Demacia Bandle City deck from a couple of years ago that you may remember if you are a returning player, played during the Bandle City era. It's pretty similar to that. You just basically want to swarm while also increasing stats and win on the board over and over until you beat down the opponent. Another mechanic we're going to be playing around is Gloom. So much like Spirit is a +1/+1 to our own allies, Gloom is a -1/-1 to enemies. So this can also stack, so things that boost spirits will also boost enemy Gloom at the same time, which is really cool. And also Gloom can kill enemies. So if the opponent plays a, let's say a 1 mana 2/1 and you don't want it to be there, you can Gloom and kill it because it will -1 from its HP, reducing it to 0. The next card that I want to cover is the Story Landmark. So this is a new kind of landmark that has its own unique mechanic, and I want to quickly talk about it. You pay its initial mana to put it on the board, and then each turn you can use one of its effects in ascending order. You do not get to choose. You have to do one effect, and then the next one, and then the next one after. So the turn you play Family Reunion, you may spend a slow speed action to do its first effect, which is grant an enemy Gloom, right? You can also grant it to yourself if you really want to, but you can grant an enemy Gloom, which is super nice. And then the next turn, you don't have to pay any mana. You can just do another slow speed action to grant an ally impact. And then the turn after that, you may boost 2 units of choice, which again can double dip on boosting your allies or glooming your enemies even more. And to quickly cover the new champions, Lux is a spirit unit, so she's going to come down as a 3 mana 2/3, and then she also grants her ally spirit on attack call, while also giving herself barrier, and you want to gain a bunch of spirits and impacts and stuff like that to level her up, which just makes her stat increase even more powerful. Very simple champion, very easy playstyle, just play stats and level and get more stats. Next we have Vex, the other champion. She's a 4/5/4 with Fearsome. On attack call, she grants the strongest enemy Gloom, making it harder for her to be blocked, while also, maybe whittling down the opponent's board, hitting 1 HP units with Gloom, in case that's all they have, and then also being able to level from glooming over the course of the game, and double stacking the Gloom, just like how Lux double stacks the Spirit. Again, very simple mechanics, very easy to play out. It will come naturally, even if you are a newer player to the game. And then the deck also has a strike spell. It also has like a really big boost, right, to increase your stats. And it also has another kind of finisher card, which summons really big spriteling, and that's really cool. And that's it for the deck rundown. Now here's a live commentary game so you can see how the deck plays out. I'll be giving context to why I'm playing certain cards, and hopefully it gives you a good feel on how to play the deck. And for this example game, we're going to be fighting Jin Annie. I feel so betrayed. Fighting in my main. Okay, so against Jin Annie, we want to be super defensive, we want to be super passive, set up board, play Gloom, and contest as much as we can. Units are also pretty nice, that way we have some blockers, and just see if we can outpace their burn, because if we get too big, like we grow our spirit stats, there's not a lot they can do. On the flip side, there's nothing we can do about getting stunned, and we're on triple tree sprites, which is not great at all. But we do have Jarl on 1 to block like Legion Saboteur. I guess Annie would be the biggest issue. There's not a single blocker for Annie that we have. Yep, that's the one. Jarl at Tree Spirit. Because I don't really have much of a choice. We're going to take 2 here. And then we're going to do probably open attack with Jarl, just to get 1 cheap damage in and play Family Reunion after. Okay, we can deal with Annie. We can deal with Annie, so we're going to play Reunion Glare on her. That's pretty fine. We can also use Reunion to buff up our own Jarl and eventually boost him and make him a pretty relevant unit. He's scaling, alright, he's scaling, guys, no problem. So let's do Reunion first, that way we can start getting our chapters going. That is interesting. Reunion, could I just Gloom that right away? That might be better, yeah. New idea. We're going to Gloom the Corsair, Glare Annie, and then boost her my next attack turn. Sabo? That's fine, we can block Sabo with Jarl. There's some world where we actually just leave Annie up too, now I think about it. That could technically be possible. Or decent. We'll see though. I do want to do Glare this turn. I think it's Glare Annie, block 1/1/2/1, and then boost, kill Annie next turn. Okay, yeah, we're pretty defensive. If they play something like, oh, Sunhawk, then we might be in a little bit of a bigger bind, because they could play like Sunhawk into 1-drop, but no, doesn't look like that's happening.
Watch and learn.
So I'm only taking 3 this turn, which is nowhere near as bad. Nowhere near as bad as it could be. Because if they were on Sunhawk plus another Sabo, I would be eating some damage. Blaze Edge is really interesting. Sure. Annie is also like leveling really soon, so I need to deal with this pronto. Let's do Jarl, and we'll target a different Tree Spear, or can we just get this one up to 5/5? Yeah.
Make way for the Jarl Parade.
The Jarl Parade, sure, man, sure. I want to do like first action kill Annie, so let's do Impact now. And then we'll do Glare Annie, and then we'll boost first action. That way if they have a singular fervor, it does not level her because she's at 4 of 6. It will only level if they play another skill. We're also going to draw off of Glare, which is nice, because we need some more options than just... Okay, never mind, guys. This is so doomed. If we win this, I don't know. The deck must just be pretty solid. Because this is not a great hand at dealing with Jin Annie. Boost. Bop, bop. We need to kill her pronto. Before the Tibbers. Ideally. Nice, okay, we got it. Jar's also scaling. And we can also play... I kind of want to do Grotesque Gift here, to be honest. Which will slow down their development a little bit. Because if they play another 1 HP unit, it dies immediately. If they play Jin, he's going to be a 3/3, and then I can Tree Sprite and make him a 2/2. And then start working on the Jin. Like, we could just kill him outright and not have too much of an issue with that. I want to attack with Jarl this turn as well, because Sabo is definitely not going to block. I think Sabo could block Grotesque Gift, and I don't want to do that, because then I lose my like gloom boosting synergy that I have with my hands, so I'm just going to let them play. Beefcake Mare is pretty cool. If they play something, I'm going to Tree Sprite. If they want to pass again for some weird reason, I'll Beefcake. But yeah, they're probably going to play something.
You do not have a part to play. Take one.
Interesting.
Embrace your fate.
Yeah, I think it's Tree Sprite time. Because it's going to kill the stagehand, taking away their ephemeral attacker. And it's going to boost my Grotesque Gift, and I have a 5/5 blocker to play with. And we're also boosting our Jarl. River Face, that makes sense. I'm happy about this, though. They have 3 mana. Yep, alright, cool. We are stable, I think. I think we're very stable here. I want to play Beefcake Mare, and then hold Smoldering Smirk mana so we can strike something. If it's Experimenter, we can strike. If it's Jin, we can strike. Okay. You're sending it, you're sending it, you're sending it. And I'm just gonna hold strike mana for Jin, because if we resolve that, we win. Jin is their last hope to push like any amount of damage. Yeah, starting next round start, Beefcake Mare is gonna go crazy. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Live with 3. Yeah, we've done a pretty good job.
War Mason, reporting for duty.
Just taking the least amount of damage as possible. And also Gloom is a very strong mechanic when you are able to sit back and play kind of controlled. We are down to 8, which is fine. I don't feel that threatened right now. Again, we're gonna hold the Smoldering Smirk for Jhin, and then we're pretty chill.
Oh, no expense too great.
Hi, Lux. They don't have any Gloom currently. Witness. Yeah, it's another Tree Sprite time.
Must admit, none of my thumbs are green.
Boost up everyone, no biggie. Last card, Fervor, maybe? It's Jhin or Fervor. No, it's not Jhin. We would know it's Jhin. Get wet. Alright. Yeah, we would know it's Jhin because of Lotus Traps, obviously. Lux Blocker or Smoldering Smirk. Lux is a good enough blocker.
Demacia will lead the way. Everything.
So we need to block here,
Oh dear.
and here, and here, and here.
Magic defends and protects.
We livin', and then we win. Yes, sir. Let's go. And the next deck I have for you is the highest win rate deck of the patch. If you just want to climb as fast as possible and play the best stats-wise deck, and you don't really mind playing things from last patch, I would recommend picking up Elder Dragon Morgana Shyvana. It comes in with a win rate of 62.99% and a whopping play rate of 10.66% as well, and just seems to be the go-to #1 deck for turbo climbing. Its best matchups include Lux Vex, which we just covered, Ashe Vex, Lux Lillia, and also Elder Dragon Mordekaiser Viego. Its bad matchups are Azir Hecarim, Soul Elder Dragon Morgana, Hecarim Ionia, and Fiora Shurima. So if you're coming from last patch at all, this should be of no surprise because dragons did not get rotated, nor did they get nerfed in any way. On the flip side, they actually got a new card called Dragon Chow, which this deck is choosing to not run because it doesn't even need it. The whole purpose of the deck is to put up a couple dragons, play around them, use strike spells, right? And basically slow down the opponent's strategy while developing your own couple dudes and using them to win combat, and also using them to kill bench units. The deck also now has Scholarly Pioneer because explorers are very powerful in this meta, with Excavation being able to destroy the chapter landmarks, and also Explorer's Blunder being able to turn off Elusive, and the new keyword Spirit, resetting buffs back down to base stats, and even killing Spritelings and Jaro with the Blunder. So very, very powerful strategy, very powerful cards. There's not a lot to talk about with this deck other than that, because this is just the same deck from last patch. There is more of a focus on the Horned Swarm Caller with this list, right? I think some lists ran it at 1, sometimes 2. This is a hard 3 of in this particular version because the ability to turn off keywords is just very good, right? If you can kill multiple Spritelings from those Lillia decks, or you can turn off a bunch of spirits that Lux is developing, it's just really solid. You can also cheapen this card with Cloud Drake and stuff like that. You can play anything that you want in the mid game. You're scaling. Elder Dragon can level for you. You can rally. The deck just kind of does everything. It has lifesteal, so it can contend against aggro. So if you're fighting Jhin Annie or Pirates or anything, you literally just play Morgana, form up, and then you win the game if she gets 1 strike in. And then you also have like Gentleman's Duel and single combat to give her even more value versus aggro. So honestly, just a very well-rounded deck. I would say it has borderline no weaknesses. I guess like Freljord is still pretty decent into it, but the best Freljord deck is Ashe Vex currently, and this has a winning matchup against it. So if that tells you anything, this deck is very hard to beat. And that's it for the deck rundown. Now here's a live commentary game so you can see how it plays out. And for this example game, we have Lux Morgana. That's kind of cool. The double bindings, right? Got the light binding and the dark binding. At least from League. I am a bit of a League nerd, so let's go ahead and keep the Cloud Drake, the Badger Bear, pitch the other 2. I know Fire Spitter's really good though, especially on attack evens. It could be keepable, but maybe a bit greedy. Nah, let's keep it. We have Badger Bear on turn 3. We can play Allegiant on 2. I think Fire Spitter is like one of the most important cards in this deck. So, we'll go ahead and do that. Oh, interesting. They're playing Riven Blade pieces. Alright. Blade Squire. I'm surprised that's still in Standard, and Riven isn't. Not sure how that works, but let's go Dragon Allegiant.
I am your destiny.
We hit our One of Elder. Alright, cool.
No more mud for me. No way.
Ooh, I do not want to send it, because then they get like Quick Attack Blade Piece. I'm down to just hold. Oh, wow, okay. Wow, that is interesting. Blocking Badger Bear then. I'd really laugh if their Blade Piece is Overwhelm. No, it looks like it's Quick Attack. Ain't no way they got Quick Attack Blade Piece on their only one. Hey, it is what it is, I guess. So they're playing very aggro. Battlecaster means they want to go wide as much as possible. Let's play Shyvana on 5 here. Sorry, on 4. On turn 5, we're probably going to do like Gentleman's Duel or something.
I'm a man of mystery.
Send in that Shyv. Num 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 num. So that's 2 blade pieces. So the second one in hand is either Overwhelm or +2. It's focus speed, so let's keep that in mind. Morgana, and she was hit by Jaro, which is a bit of an issue as well. Let's do Lieutenant.
What's the fire breath this time?
A soldier should know to stay out of the way.
Gonna do that proactive +2. You are. Very interesting, because now we can do Gentleman's Duel. You and you. And Shyvana is living all that.
Guard the walls.
Also block the Morgana, just because we can. Form up. Okay, well, yeah, Shyvana's dying, but we did manage to get the Jaro and the Rune Spire, so I think that's relatively worth it. And all that's left is a 4-2 Morg. We can shoot that with Fire Spitter, so we'll do that right away. We'll do the Impact, obviously, because we already have Challenger. No issue there. I'm so glad I kept that Fire Spitter, by the way. You see that? One of the best. One of the best cards. Oh my goodness. They're on 2 Morgana. Please have mercy on my soul. Holy. What am I to do?
What I needed. My best sidekicks yet.
What am I to do? 2 Jaro, 2 Morg. Help me. Someone help me. I need assistance now. I guess it's just going to be a Cloud Drake angle. Yeah. And we'll do tough. I wish I had a single combat. Single would be super good. Yeah, we blocking that all day, every day. Fight, that's fine. We can just do the form up here. Match that might, no problem. We keep our unit. We take no Ichor. And we basically just stabilize from there. And the last deck I have for you is a bit of a blast from the past, while also being kind of similar to a recent deck we've had, like Zed Gwen style. This is Azir Hec. Coming in with a win rate of 51.99% and a play rate of 7.75%, it seems like a very stable deck to start climbing with. Its best matchups include Lux Vex, Elder Dragon Morgana Shyvana, which we covered both of in this video, so Azir Hec really good into the 2 better decks. It's also good into Ashe Vex, and Deep. Its worst matchups are Elder Dragon Mordekaiser Viego, Jack Set, Vlad Braum, and Hecarim Ionia. So like I mentioned, this deck is very similar to a recent powerhouse, which was Zed Gwen before Zed got rotated. This is kind of like the same thing with a new coat of paint. So we are going away from Ionia and bringing Shurima in here. And Shurima is really nice because it got a new landmark that is extremely broken. The Emperor's Army, 2 mana, and then on chapter 1, summon 2 Sand Soldiers. Cool, really good on an attack turn. And then chapter 2, Predict, really good on defense turn to add some consistency to your deck. And then the following attack turn on chapter 3, you activate this and it says when you summon an ally this round, give it +2 this round. So you basically swarm anything that gets summoned, anything that revives from grave like Shark Chariot will get a +2 boost, and you basically just kill your opponent. A lot of the time you can do this on like attack 5 or attack 6 if you have Hecarim, and that's basically like the turn that you're going for and the pace you're going for in order to close out the game. So it's got a bunch of like ephemeral synergy stuff, of course. It turbo levels Hecarim, it's got the Shark, it's got things that buff the ephemerals, and things that buff the Sand Soldiers. You basically just swarm, go wide, and then kill. And that's it for the deck rundown. Now here's a live commentary game so you can see how it plays out. And for this example game, we're going to be fighting Lux Vex. Alright, we have attack evens, we have Shark already in hand. Pitch these two, keep Hecarim as well, because we love Hecarim when we attack on turn 6. And this is going to be very reminiscent of OG Hecarim Shark decks. We also have Azir, so we can set him up on 3 if we want. Yeah, we're in a really good spot. I think the proper ordering would actually be Soul Shepherd on attack turn, right? Shark Chariot? No, why wouldn't we do Shark on attack? Because he's a 3-1, yeah. Let's do that, and then set up Shepherd or Azir. We can do Shepherd, Haunted Relic on 4. Okay, new idea. Shark. Shark into Azir into Shepherd Relic. Bonk. Send in the Shark. We don't really have to worry about Azir dying to this region combo, unless they're on like 4-up single. Azir.
You need not follow, but you will witness.
Lodestone. That's very scary, actually. I'm taking 7, but hey, that's okay. Ideally, they're going to be taking more than us very soon. Then we can play Soul Shepherd. Then we play Haunted Relic. Alternatively, we could have played Dune Keeper into Glen Keeper this turn. The double keepers. I kind of like this. This goes kind of hard. Send that. This is just so chill, I think. Yep, the Lodestones are allowing these Lumino sprites to live. But they did just take a bunch of damage. I think I'm going to get open attacked on. I mean, I could actually die from that, so maybe Dune Keeper is pretty good to deter open attack.
Shuriman, see what I see. Carry it with you. Emperor, I am honored.
Okay. So this turn is all about living. So it's probably just Caretaker on defense, right? Target the Dune Keeper.
I am Luxana, Lady of Light.
Tell the people what you have seen today. The order is given.
And then we play Shark, and then we attack with Hecarim, and it's very balanced. Gem, sure. I have blockers for days though.
Won't fail.
Okay. That's a pretty nice support chain. However, our blockers are still too good. They have 3 attack. So we kind of just win on the Hecarim attack for sure. Right? Our 6 swing is just way too insane.
We fight together.
Alright, so we'll do... Pop, pop, pop.
They're saplings.
Easy enough. Kill 2 of their potential blockers. Slam the Shark.
Your emperor commands.
Alright, Hecarim time. Here we go. That should just be lethal this turn. If we attack with Hecarim, that's 2 Sharks, 2 Riders, and 1 Sand Soldier. It's way too insane. And that's it for this week's decks. Extra shout out to the patrons on screen. Much love and thank you for supporting. So yeah, to wrap things up, we have a totally new deck, a returning deck from last patch, and a Blast from the Past combo all being highlighted, which is just awesome for the first week of the expansion. Be on the lookout for an updated beginner guide, 3 best beginner decks, Jin Annie, and other awesome stuff like that. This has been Meta Report. Thank you so much for watching and have a good one. Laters.